Hello, and welcome to the fourth grade writing model lesson for this 6 weeks. I'm Yolanda Williams. I'm the AS at Johnston Elementary School. All right, so today we are going to be looking at TEK 4.18a. It's writing, expository, and procedural text. Students write expository and procedural or work-related text to communicate ideas and information to specific audience for specific purposes. Okay? So that's what we're going to be focusing on, expository text. The strategy that we're going to be using is coming from, of course, the Writing Strategies book by Jennifer Saravallo. The strategy is 4.13, their topic, your idea. Because as we know, we give our kids topics sometimes, or topics are given to them for different reasons, and they need to decide how they want to express themselves with that topic given. So, when our students are given topics or prompts to write about, it's important that they think about what their spin will be so that the writing is not boring or monotonous. The lesson language for this lesson: journalists are often given story topics to cover. A good journalist tries to find the story, though, going beyond the obvious who, what, where, when, and why of the problem. The facts are important, but coming up with a way to draw the reader in and make the writing your own is also important. So that is what we're going to look at with this lesson. Okay? Our I will and by statement. I will, write expository and procedural or work-related text to communicate ideas and information to specific audience for specific purposes. And we'll do this by brainstorming unique approaches to writing about topics with a squad partner. So you can get a good little look at that. And all of this will be on your tidbits QR code. You'll have access to this. So let's take a look at the lesson. The strategy. The strategy is what's your spin? And again, it's strategy 4.13 from the Writing Strategies book by Jennifer Saravallo. Right, so this would be the anchor chart that you would probably want to put up to use for the learners to reference. Sometimes you're assigned a topic to write about. Write about chocolate milk in schools. That's a pretty common or familiar topic. The obvious way to write that would be, I think that schools should serve chocolate milk. Or, I think that schools shouldn't serve chocolate milk. But what we want to do is try not to be obvious. Okay? What is a unique or different angle? What else could you think about? So, I think schools that have gym twice a week should serve chocolate milk. Okay? That's a fun way to think about it. And it gets your reader a little bit more interested. Like, why do you think just because they have gym twice a week should you serve chocolate milk? Now, you know that learners are going to need to make connections to this central idea, but that's fine. They've already been working on that. Just remember, we want to keep our mini lessons focused in on one idea or thought at a time. So right now we're not thinking about too much about the details. We're thinking about that angle that they want to approach that particular topic from. I think schools should serve chocolate milk on Fridays. Very intriguing. What unique angle do you have? Okay, and that's what they need to think about. Your prompts or your thinking stems, think about it. Brainstorm some spins you can take on the topic. Okay? How can you make it different, more interesting? You're going to say very similar things, but you're giving your audience something to hook on to be interested in. What idea connects to this spin? The obvious way to answer that would be to try to be subtle. Yes, we'll have to explain to our learners what subtle means, but just make sure that they're not being obvious. And what might you write? Okay? So those are things they would need to think about. And we also need to consider gradual release. Let me see how close I can get this for you. Okay, and again, you will have access to this. Their topic, your idea. On day 1, I do. Use a prepared list of 2 to 3 topics to introduce the strategy. Consider using familiar topics, something like serving chocolate milk or having gym class, something that would be an experience that most of your learners, if not all, could relate to, something that you do in school together so that every child has the same capacity to come up with angles and spins because they're familiar with that topic. Use the prompts to talk through possible spins. So we're going to be doing this together on day 1, okay? Talking all the way through these and using 2 to 3 prompts to do so. And these are prompts that you have come up with as the educator. On day 2, we do. Use different prepared familiar topics to practice the strategy. Use the prompts to guide the thinking. Okay? So now we're doing it together. Maybe they're in squad groups during the mini lesson or doing some think pair shares. Okay? But they're doing it with you so that the conversations lead back to strong angles. Then you come to the next few days. Consider holding for as long as you need to for your kiddos to get it. And as we know, not all of our learners are going to learn at the same pace. So by day 3, some of them may be ready to move on into working on this independently. Others may still need some support. But what you would want to do is not stop here and continue doing the same mini lesson. What happens here in this holding pattern is that you're continuing to model the strategy via think alouds when you're in your writer's workshop time, talking with the learners, making sure that they're connecting back to that focus lesson. And of course, you're using those prompts. Now, on the next days, whether it's day 3, 4, 5, or 6, whenever you feel that they are ready, it's time for them to do. They work on their strategy with squad partners and or independently during writer's workshop. So that's how we would gradually release using this particular strategy. Okay, again, all of the resources will be in or on your tidbits using your QR code, and then eventually they will also be on InGrade. Don't hesitate to contact your academic specialist on campus. If you have any questions about how any of this works, we would love to work with you. Right, have a great break.